Hello everyone and welcome to Social Club. It's been an eventful weekend and I'm looking forward to this one actually, just to have a decent chat. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about Chelsea right now in a second with Sophie's from CFC Fan TV. We're going to talk about Arsenal as well, their part in that, and Robbie's, what's the word, spat? Are we going to go with spat with Gary Neville in our third video, and Leicester City, last year's champions. We're going to talk about is it conceivable to sack Claudio Ranieri? But as I said, let's start with Chelsea. And will Chelsea dominate for years to come? They are 12 points clear. It looks like, well, the title's done and dusted pretty much. But how long will this last? Do you think that you've got a team there that could dominate for years and years to come?
We definitely can do. I think the way we've been playing, we've not just been getting wins, like the way we've been playing has been fantastic. For them, well, ever since we lost 3-0 against Arsenal, I think that was the wake-up call, and ever since then we've not really looked back. And I think we can, yeah, but the Premier League changes every year, so there's no way that every year we're going to be top. I don't see that happening, but I definitely see us title contenders for the years to come.
Let's compare. Obviously, you won the league 2 years ago, and it looks like you should do it this year. It'd be a bit of a capitulation if you didn't.
We will. It'd be tragic if we didn't win now.
What do you see? What differences do you see in those two teams? Because obviously they weren't able to keep it going. What might be different in this team this year?
Probably two things. Well, number one is our manager, obviously coming in. I think I didn't really have high hopes for him. I think everybody gets quite hyped up when you get a new manager or get a new player, you sign somebody new. But overall, I think he's been a massive factor in why we've done so well. He clearly has a really good relationship with all of the players, has a brilliant relationship with all the fans. Everyone loves him. You see him jumping into the crowd when we score, things like that, which fans love.
That, didn't you? I did. I absolutely loved it. I think the major thing that Conte's brought, apart from obviously championship winning form, is they've made Chelsea likeable somehow. I mean, if you remove Rob, if you remove how everyone generally feels about Chelsea, more or less the most hated club in the top flight, right? But Conte,
after you lot, yeah.
Conte he just comes across as a good football guy, and to celebrate by diving into the crowd, I've never seen that. If I was in football, that's the kind of way I would celebrate. So the fact that he did that, he lost himself. It was a good result against Arsenal. But can I just say, they're not 12 points clear; they're 9 points clear. Spurs are in second, and we're chasing them.
Okay.
So firstly, apologies.
This time next week it might be 12. You never know.
Apologies that
at some point.
A bit more than chasing though.
You laugh.
Fair point.
We're all right. If we get a result against Liverpool, next week, then we are best placed to chase Chelsea again for the league.
Robbie, what did you see at the weekend about this Chelsea side that was different to the team that you spanked earlier in the year?
I think confidence was the main thing I saw of them. Yeah, they were a lot more. When we played them earlier on in the season, we ripped them apart. I mean, it was. I thought we could have won that by more. It was so easy. But on Saturday, you saw a team right from the beginning that were very confident, knew that they're playing well, knew that they're at the top. They got some very good players. I was particularly impressed with N'Golo Kante. I think he could be one of the main players that have made a difference. I mean, he was everywhere, and he bossed that midfield, and he's such an important player for them. And just all round, they've got quality all around the pitch. And I don't know if they, to say they dominate for the next few years. They're definitely going to be up there, but I think the other teams will be, hot on their heels as well. I mean, we've got to remember, one of the things I do think that's worked in their favour a lot this season is they haven't had any Champions League football. So they've been able to just focus completely on the league, and it showed. But I have to say, on Saturday, they completely outplayed us. I still don't think the first goal should have stood though. I still think that was a. If you look at the rules of football, it's dangerous play. He's gone up, he's elbowed Bellerin, knocked him out. If that had been anywhere else on the pitch, it would have been given as a foul.
I don't think it would have. I think if that's a goal kick and he comes and wins it like that, that's everyone. You get a roar from the crowd.
You've seen
that's
them
a foul all day long.
No, you've seen them given. You can understand it if the ref did blow and gave the foul. I wouldn't complain, but when I watched it, I thought Bellerin took.
You was just glad to see Arsenal play his head knocked off.
I was no. Well,
I was unconscious. He had to come off after. You see him
I don't doubt it hurt. I'm just saying.
No, it's dangerous play. So it's dangerous play. But listen, that's not an excuse because they were the better team, and when Agent Check and gave them the third goal. You know, what I mean?
That was mad.
That just rounded it up. But they were the better team, and I think they are going to win it. They are a very good team. I just can't. The reason why I think they'll win it is because you just can't see them slipping up a lot.
No, they haven't slipped up since that game.
Everybody else has
against
slipped
the
up.
only other game they've lost is against Tottenham at White Hart Lane, and even in that they weren't bad. It's just that we managed to score 2 goals. It was a pretty even game. I would say it's a 50-50 game. We got 2 goals. Chelsea were more than accomplished in that game. We just had the upper hand. Mm-hmm. So I'm not surprised. I wasn't in any doubt that Chelsea would be the main team in the league this year. Just to go back to the question though, the last time anyone won back-to-back titles in 2008, I think, which was Man United. Chelsea convincingly won the league under Mourinho a few years ago, and then the next season finished 10th. So you never know what's going to happen. Other teams and other managers, and the quality of managers in the Premier League means that they would adapt to other teams' managers. No one could figure out Leicester last year, and look at where they are. I mean, no one expected them to challenge for the league again, but the managers are cute now. They're very intelligent people, and they'll figure out Conte's style. He's almost revolutionised the way tactics are set up in the Premier League now with the 3-4-3. It seems to be the staple go-to formation for teams with technical players in them. Tottenham, adapted to the 3-4-3, and it's helped us massively. So he will have to adapt, and
But he's done it once, isn't it?
He's done it once,
and they've got a young squad there, like younger than people probably realise. Because you've got someone like Courtois, who's I don't know exactly, was he 23 to 24
we
maybe?
do have some young,
He's
young
been around
players.
for ages. Kante, I agree with you. I think that's the big thing. That's why Leicester are so good and they're so poor this season, and that's why Chelsea look like they've got an extra player on the pitch, because he's everywhere.
He's on 41 out of 52 games in the Premier League.
I saw a stat that he's got the most tackles from any player in the last 3 years, and he's only been playing for a year and a half.
Yeah, I said in the summer actually, I thought, oh God, Chelsea had like the worst transfer window. We couldn't sign players. Maybe that's down to just not having Champions League football, how we played, I don't know. But then when we got Kante, I said, is he all we really need? And he really is, to be fair. I mean, I do think, and I said in one of my videos earlier, he's like the spine of our team at the moment. And I think teams fear playing against him, especially if you're a midfielder, because he's going to come up and tackle you, and he's just everywhere, isn't he? He's like a little...
It's crazy. And Chelsea, their record against the big teams is, for a team that's that far ahead, is so-so. Obviously lost to Liverpool, lost to you.
Earlier
lost
on in the
to
season.
Spurs. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
What's been really impressive with them, more so than the other guys, is beating the other guys, beating the smaller teams. The next 6 games, Burnley, Swansea, West Ham, Watford, Stoke and Palace. What?
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You want to change your mind about it?
But you know what? We are coming to a period of season where it goes crazy. Like the teams down the bottom start winning games.
Yeah, you can say like statistically we do well against lesser teams, but I'm honestly one of those people where I do not like to underestimate any sort of opponent. So I don't care whether they're 20th or number 1. Like it doesn't matter to me. And Chelsea struggle against Stoke all the time. So is Stoke away?
You got Stoke away.
Yeah, well, we don't really do too well at Britannia.
But generally this season, why do you think you've been so good against the
literally, it's all down to the manager and the formation, and we're playing a very attacking style of football, and that is exactly what needed to happen. It should have happened season before. I don't know why managers don't change. I think maybe a little bit too scared to drop too low in the league. I'm not sure.
Did you want? I've got to ask you a question. Did you want Mourinho to go?
No.
When he went last season, was you one of these? I remember there were some Chelsea fans holding up a placard.
No, I never wanted him to go.
Hazard, Judas.
No.
What was it? Remember Hazard, this one out.
Is that true?
Yeah, we were
Oh,
all
that was true.
But Hazard.
Hazard, they were criticising Hazard and Costa. They wanted them gone.
But you've got to
because
remember.
They weren't playing for the manager, remember?
Let her answer the question.
But listen, before Jose, we had a couple years, well, ever since he left, we'd had managers come in and out that really, all bar... Carlo Ancelotti, sorry. All bar him, we had Benitez, and I just remember going to the ground, Benitez was there, and like on sort of League Cup games, we couldn't fill out the stadium because nobody was interested, and everyone was pretty annoyed at just how we were playing. And then when Jose came back, it's sort of like all of that went away and we were happy again, and obviously he'd won us titles beforehand, so everybody loved going to and it wasn't even that we were losing games. The way we were playing, it was clear something else was going on. So we were fans spending all their money going to these games, and all you really ask, even if you do lose the game, is they put in maximum effort. We didn't really feel like that was happening. So when he left, everybody was pretty ticked off.
I remember.
But now, I think all I can say is probably Jose has a very direct, strict way, and maybe he took it too far. And now we have a manager that, I love the way he is. I love the fact that he connects with the fans. Everybody's always saying how there's such a disconnect between fans and the players these days. I think that he sort of fills that void. So.
And final two questions, because I think it's quite interesting. Because if we are answering the question, will Chelsea dominate for years to come? There's two big questions here. One, are Chelsea, do they have the best 11 in the league, and do they have the best squad in the league? I guess let's go around, Flo. Who's got the best? And let us know in the comments below who's got the best 11 and who's got the best squad.
It's a difficult thing to define. I mean, their first 11 is playing the best football. They're being the most consistent and probably on form are the best, yeah. So, yes, they have the best 11. They have not had many injuries to contend with. But then even when Diego Costa had that blip, the only thing that Chelsea have had to contend with is that tiny little blip with Diego Costa, and somehow...
Still one game.
Exactly, someone managed to talk him round within about 24 hours, and then suddenly the problem was gone. It was really annoying.
But even when Costa was out, we still
you
won
won
games.
3-0,
Yeah,
we know.
Come on, guys.
Don't come across very smug, Sophie.
I'm stating the facts here. No, obviously, when we're terrible, I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, but I would say, based on what's happened this season, strongest first 11 and probably strongest squad, and as Robbie said, without Champions League you don't even need that much squad depth, so
I've probably got the strongest starting 11. I'm not even sure if they have got the strongest squad. You look at City's squad, you look at our squad, you look at Man United's squad, the amount of money they spent, but they're a team.
Yeah.
When I watched them on Saturday, they all knew their roles. They were very fluid as a team. They were very solid, and I think that's what they've got over everybody else. You don't necessarily, you can look on it and say you've got the best players, best squad, but if they're not operating as a unit, and I think that's what they got, and you got to credit the manager. After we played them, they were talking about he could get sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And now
he was odds on.
Yeah.
They suspended Bookie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that doesn't mean anything, but
and now he's on the verge of winning the title. So I got a lot of respect for him, to be honest, with what he's done there in his first season.
yeah, it's frustrating.
He has really. It is very frustrating.
You've got to be honest.
Very, but honest. If you're being honest, they are the best team that we've played this season, definitely.
Yep. And I guess the final word for you then, with Chelsea, will they dominate for years to come? Do you think it could happen?
We're going to be up there for years to come. There's no doubt about it. We won't be slipping out of the top 4 again.
No finishing 10th again.
Oh, please.
Okay. So yeah, let's know what you think about Chelsea and about the other squads. Those two questions: who's got the best starting 11 in the Premier League? Who's got the best squad in the Premier League? Let us know in the comments below. We're going to be talking about Claudio Ranieri and Gary Neville and Robbie. So make sure you check out all the videos on this week's Social Club.